Over the past 18 going on 19 years as a full-time flipper, I have now contracted thousands of distressed on-market properties that were listed for sale with real estate agents. And the process to make an offer and secure a contract with a real estate agent is much different than direct to seller with off-market properties. So on this video, I want to break down for you my proven 5-step formula so you too can master the process. And I'm even going to show you a live demonstration making an offer to an agent so you can see it in action. All that and more coming up.
This video is brought to you by Flipster, the nation's #1 real estate software, with tools for finding, funding, and flipping houses. Check it out now at getflipster.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Nowhere will you find more detailed content on how to wholesale and flip on-market properties than here on my YouTube channel. Not only do I have dozens of videos that break down in detail how to do it, but I also have dozens of videos where you can watch me do it live on the phones with agents. If you really want to see the process in action, be sure to check out my Watch Me Wholesale Show series, where I choose a random market, find a distressed property for sale on market, run the numbers, and then call and make the offer, all in about 30 minutes or less. Those videos will give you a really good perspective on what the acquisition process looks like with agents. Now I'll put the playlist link to that video series in the description box below for you to watch later. I also have several videos that are just hours of me making offers to agents on the phone. Now, if you watch those videos, you'll notice that no two conversations are alike. They appear to all be very different. The reason is because I modify the conversation on the fly based on the agent and the information being assimilated. But if you understand the format or the structure I follow with agents, you'll see that every conversation is designed to accomplish the same objective: to get the agent to present my cash offer to the seller and build a long-term working relationship that will result in repeat future deals. And after thousands and thousands of conversations with agents, I figured out the perfect format. On this video, I'm going to explain it to you, but I want you to be very careful not to focus so much on what to say, but rather why. Once you really understand the reason and the objective, then what to say will come naturally. To really help you grasp this concept, stay to the end of this video where you can watch a call I just did with an agent so you can see a live demonstration. Now, to win deals with agents, I follow a 5-step process to make an offer to that agent. Sometimes I follow all 5 steps, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I follow those 5 steps in order, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I ask the same standard questions, and sometimes it's the first time I've ever asked a particular question. The goal is to take my 5-step process and use it as a guide, and then when talking to agents, as you strive to achieve the objectives, the script will naturally unveil itself. So let's break down each step, but first it's important you understand a critical strategy to use with agents before ever picking up the phone. When it comes to on-market, I do not use a buyer's agent to make offers. Rather, with each and every lead, I go directly to the listing agent and offer to let him or her represent me on that particular offer. If permissible, the agent will be both the seller's agent and the buyer's agent on the same transaction. This is technically called dual agency. I call it the double dip technique because the listing agent will earn double the commission and therefore be extremely motivated to work with you, not only on the deal you're calling about, but also with ongoing listings that they get in the future. Now, some states such as Texas or Florida do not allow dual agency, but double dipping still works there and is very common. Trust me, there are ways around dual agency where the agent earns both commissions, such as being a transaction coordinator where the agent doesn't represent either party, or waiving the buyer agent commission and charging the seller 6% for the listing side, and a handful of other creative solutions. If you're in a non-dual agency state, don't let that stop you. Just offer to let the listing agent have the buyer side commission and the listing agent will work it all out. In some cases, the listing agent will refer you to a buyer's agent on his or her team. This is called designated agency, and when that happens, it's still a win because the listing agent still gets a split on the buyer side commission for the referral, so it accomplishes the same objective, which is to motivate listing agents to want to work with you. In fact, that's the case on the live demonstration at the end of this video. The listing agent was unable to do dual agency because it was a probate property and she wasn't allowed. So she referred me to her buyer's agent and we made the offer through her. Now, if you want to have a better understanding of my double dip strategy, I did a video that breaks it down in more detail. I'll put the link to that video in the description box below for you to check out later. And lastly, before we dive into the 5-step process, I created a software tool that instantly finds all of the distressed and underpriced properties for sale in any market in the US. Simply enter a zip code and it will serve you a list of active distressed properties for sale. And best of all, I'll give this software to you for free. Just go to mydatacruncher.com. All right, let's get to my proven 5-step process for making offers to agents. Step 1 is what I call setting the stage. The objective of step 1 is to establish or build a relationship of trust with the agent. I call this BRT. Never forget, people, especially agents, do business with people they know, like, and trust. The better you do at BRT, the more likely the agent will work hard in your behalf. Now, here's some ideas around this objective. First, keep in mind, you're cold calling an agent who probably gets random calls every day. You need to grab their attention immediately by telling him or her exactly why you're calling. I usually start out by saying something like, "Hi Jane, my name is Jerry Norton. I'm an investor interested in making a cash offer on your listing at 123 Main Street." That way, in the first 10 seconds, the agent knows you're calling about their listing and that you're a cash buyer. This instantly gets their attention. After that, you want to ease into a friendly conversation. This is the icebreaker part of the call. It doesn't matter what you talk about, just be friendly and try to get to know the agent. Remember, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. The key is to be genuine. On the example call at the end of this video, we started talking about how the agent owns a few rental properties and how long she's been an agent. She mentioned that she's an empty nester, so we talked about that. She told me how amazing of an agent she is, so I complimented her for that. After about 5 minutes, we quickly became friends. That's the point. Now, this isn't always easy. Some agents are not friendly, they don't want to chat about the weather, and have no interest in becoming friends. When you get an agent like that, modify on the fly, get to the point faster, and look for other opportunities to build a relationship of trust. This is known as modeling, where you try to match the tone and style of the other person. Now, having said that, I found that agents who start out curt and abrupt, I can usually get them to warm up to me by the end of the call. And during step 1 is a good time for the double dip technique. Say to the agent, "By the way, I'm unrepresented and would like to let you present my offer and represent me in the transaction. That way you also get the buyer side commission." How does that sound? In most cases, the agent will be eager to work with you. All in all, step 1 could be a few minutes or 15 minutes. Every situation is different. Okay, step 2 in my proven 5-step process to making offers to agents is to find out about the property and especially the seller's situation. The objective is to find out as much useful and relevant information about the seller's situation to help you construct an offer. And since you're not talking directly to the seller, you have to rely on any information the agent is willing to share. Now, I'll typically say something like, "Tell me what's going on with this property," or "Why is the seller selling this property?" Maybe it's a tired landlord and there's a tenant that needs evicted. Maybe the seller is moving out of state. In the case study at the end of this video, it's a probate property. Now, to find out the seller's motivation, I might ask, how soon does the seller want to close? Maybe you find out that the property has fallen through with other buyers and a cash offer would be very attractive. This is where you find out things like if it's vacant or occupied, is the seller looking at offers as they come in or waiting until a specific time to make a decision? The point of step 2 is to find out as much as you can about what's going on. As you gather information, modify your questions based on what is shared. And keep in mind, some agents will be very tight-lipped and not give you much info at all, and others will tell you everything, including the seller's bottom line price. So again, every agent and every situation is going to be different, so work with what you are given. With the case study at the end of this video, I ask questions related to probate, such as where it's at in the probate process and how soon it will be ready to close. Okay, next step 3 and 4 work together to solidify your offer price while at the same time building more trust with the agent. Step 3 is to get the agent's perspective on what needs fixed and how much it will cost. The objective is to get more clear on the condition and the cost of repairs necessary for determining your offer price, as well as understand more what the market expects. Now, this also allows for the agent to share their knowledge of the house and their expertise about the market, which further builds trust. I may ask something like, if I were to buy this house to fix and flip, what do you suggest I fix up? And I may be more specific, such as ask if I should replace the roof or refinish the wood floors, or if he or she thinks I could get away with painting the kitchen cabinets, or if he thinks I should replace them with new cabinets. And after discussing the condition, I'll often ask, how much do you think it will cost to do all of those repairs? Now, I like asking this question to find out how aware the agent is about rehabbing, as well as help establish why I need to make a low offer. Keep in mind, some agents will be intimately aware of every inch of the house and give valuable insights, and some won't have a clue about what the condition is or what needs fixed. For example, the agent in the example at the end of this video had never even seen the house and knows nothing about it, so I skipped this step with her. Again, work with what you're given. The point is to be curious and learn as much as you can about the condition and what needs fixed. Step 4 is to get the agent's perspective on the resale value of the property. The objective is to confirm or modify the after repair value, or ARV, necessary for determining your offer price, as well as understand more about the market. I'll usually ask the agent, assuming I make those repairs we discussed and I fix up this house, what do you think it will resell for? If he or she gives a higher number than I projected when I ran comps, I might say, really? You think it could get that much? Why do you think it could sell for $350,000? The reason for asking is to find out if the agent sees something that you don't. For example, she may say that the house is on a double lot, or it has a basement, or the house is on the west side of Elm Street and homes sell for much higher over there. The agent may share with you nuances about the market that you aren't aware of. Likewise, if she gives you a lower value than you projected, find out why. She may say that the house doesn't have a garage and the market pays a lot less for not having a garage, or other things that would make the value lower than you initially projected. When it comes to repairs and ARV, the agent might be right and he or she may be wrong. You may heed their advice and you might not. The point is to just get their perspective and build your relationship. So be curious and learn as much as you can. Finally, step 5 is to make the offer. So the objective here is pretty clear, and that is to get the agent to present an offer to the seller, and that is not always easy, especially if your offer is quite a bit lower than asking price, because the agent may not be motivated to present your offer, which is often the case. So hopefully by now, following the 4 previous steps, you've built a relationship of trust, and hopefully you've done a good job at prepping the agent for your offer. During this step, I'll ask questions about terms such as how much earnest money should I put down? Can I get an inspection period? How quickly can you present my offer to the seller? If my offer price is a lot lower than the list price, I might say something like, I'd like to make a cash offer and I can make this a fast and convenient transaction for everyone, but given how much work it needs and the fact that it will probably only resell for $350,000, I need to be a lot lower than the current asking price. How flexible do you think the seller is on price? Now, positioning and asking that question not only preps the agent for your low offer, but also gives the agent an opportunity to share how likely the seller is to consider a low offer. Now, if the agent says, I know for a fact the seller won't accept that offer, know that that is not true. The agent may think that, but he has no way of knowing for certain. When an agent says that, I'll reply by saying, yeah, you're probably right, but you never know and it won't hurt to try. And if anything, my low cash offer will help you sell the property faster by resetting the seller's expectations a little. Would you be willing to at least do a quick call with the seller and present my offer verbally? Very rarely am I unable to get an agent to verbally present my offer. The idea is that it only takes a few minutes to make a call and give a verbal offer, whereas it's hard to get agents to put offers in writing if they think it's a waste of time. Keep in mind, since the agent is going to write the offer using his state-approved forms, once it's time to put the offer in writing, you will need to provide all of the info and terms to the agent. To do that, use my agent offer sheet, which has everything the agent needs to write up the offer for you, such as your entity, address, earnest money, closing date, etc. And not only will I give you my offer sheet for free, I'll give you my agent scripts and how to overcome objections as well. This will really help you implement my 5-step process right away and help you be successful with agents. To get all of that for free, just go to agentofferscripts.com to download that now. And I'm so glad you made it this far. A few days ago, I was in my office here with one of my elite coaching students, and we were finding distressed properties and doing calls together. And one particular on-market deal that just came up for sale was listed for $150,000, and after running the numbers, we determined $140,000 would be a good buy price. We tried calling the listing agent, Karen, but she didn't answer, so then we sent her a text that said, "Hi Karen, I'm an investor interested in making a cash offer on your listing on Dicing Drive. I'm unrepresented and will let you make the offer. Call me to discuss." She replied back instantly, "I have a buyer agent. I do not represent buyers on probate cases." So then we got a call from Patty, her buyer's agent. Take a listen to the call and pay close attention to see if you can identify the 5-step process I just outlined. And if you found this video helpful, leave a comment and say, "Jerry, you are a flipping genius," and I'll see you on the next video. Do I know you, Patty? Do you know me?
I don't think so.
Did my name come on the caller ID?
As Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because you said hi, Jerry, and I'm like, do you know me? Because I didn't say my name in the text. Anyway, I was just curious.
Did you leave me a message, or I'm trying to remember where else?
We text Karen, and then she referred us over to you.
Yeah, she's probably the one who gave me her name. I'm her buyer's agent, so I handle all of that end of it for her. Okay. You work with her buyers on her listings? I do.
I see.
I mean, I've got my own business going, and just to tell you a little bit about my background, I've been in the business on and off for 20 years. I actually just hit the top 500 in the state of Michigan in realtors. So I'm pretty busy.
That's amazing.
Empty nester. Yeah. Thank you. Empty nester. So I have a lot more time now that, kids are gone, not dragging anybody to hockey. Yeah.
So is what you're saying, all you do is work now and show houses?
Basically, yeah. That's pretty much, and we have 3 dogs. So between my husband and the 3 dogs, that does keep me busy.
You been in Michigan a long time?
All my life. So what about you guys?
Yeah, so I grew up in Michigan, actually in Richmond, but lived there for a long time. Ended up in like the Oxford, Lake Orion area.
Okay.
But we've been flipping houses in Metro Detroit, like Oakland, Macomb, for about 18 years now.
Oh, okay.
So quite a while. And typically what we do is we go directly to the listing agent and let them represent us. Mm-hmm. On this case, it sounds like Karen can't do that. Is that because it's probate?
No, it's just her preference.
Okay.
Karen's been in the business for many, many, many years, and so she just chooses not to do that. Yeah, she doesn't really handle, but she's more of a listing agent. So
gotcha.
That's just her hope. That's just her preference.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's the best side to be on, I think. But
being a listing agent, obviously. I mean, I always am happy when I'm doing listings, but I don't mind doing buyers. I like buyers. I especially like first-time home buyers. They tend to be my favorite because, I can pull out the mama bear kind of, mode with them. And I actually do have a lot of them. My sons, both of their friends are a lot of first-time home buyers. So,
well, if you like first-time home buyers, you're going to love us because we're cash, we're easy, we're, waive inspection, as is.
Okay.
Done.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah, we'll be a dream buyer for you.
I was going to say, it sounds like it. I used to have to usually take everybody by the hand and kind of lead them through. So, my husband and I own a couple properties in Detroit. So
in the city?
We actually both grew up in Detroit. So very familiar with Detroit areas.
We kind of stay out of Detroit and mostly do like Oakland, Macomb. But I don't know. We might change that because Detroit's not what it used to be.
It's actually amazing. So we have, my husband and I, like I said, we both grew up there. So we're familiar with the Southwest area. And we own 5 houses there. 3 of them are multi-units. And we've had them for, I've been married a long time. We've had them from the very beginning. And that area's gotten so much better. And I've actually sold a couple of houses in that area, nowhere near what I would ever have imagined they would sold for.
So you kept your properties all through the up and down and everything, kept them?
Yep, we did.
Man, good for you, because I had a bunch and I dumped them all, and now I'm wishing, like, why did I let those go? You know?
Right. Yeah, and the time that we did it, we were, you know, we did buy them relatively cheap, like 20 years ago. And so at that point, we just were paying them off, and then we just kind of were like, well, you know, we're both self-employed, so we're like, we might as well keep them at this point.
And you've had good tenants?
I want to knock on wood. The last 10 years, we've had good ones. Before that, believe me, it was hell. You know, had to have sheriffs coming in and getting, you know, doing the evictions and dead animals. And, I feel like at 1 year of my life, I spent more time evicting people down in court.
And you never got into flipping?
We didn't. We never. So my husband does sound systems, and I, basically kind of stuck on. I did retail, and we just never kind of did the flipping. Yeah. We thought about it, but just never did it. Usually, when we end up buying something to flip, we ended up keeping it.
Yeah, you're like the opposite of me. I don't want to own anything and just flip everything. It must be like ADHD or something. I don't know.
You're like, I don't want to hold on to it. No, see, and then that's where I guess I'm a hoarder, because I don't want to sell it. I just want to keep it. And then, you know. So I guess there'd be worse things to hoard than houses, right? So this house that Karen has, Madison Heights, I am about a half an hour to 40 minutes from that property. Okay. So I don't know if you guys want to see things first. No. It's pretty clean. I don't need to see it. I mean, I'll send my guy over there at some point, but no. I mean, we know our numbers. We know exactly what to do. This is like a cookie cutter deal, you know? Okay. All right. Pretty straightforward. It checks all the boxes: basement, garage, brick, great location. Right. But tell me about this probate. It says subject to court approval. What does that mean? So it just has to go in front of the judge. And I mean, in my years, I have really never seen anything. Sometimes it gets drawn out a little bit longer than what you'd expect it to, but it doesn't get not approved by probate. It's just, you have to put that there, because if on the off chance some relative that they never knew of decides to pop in and say, no, I have interest in that property. So it's basically, we have to protect ourselves. Okay. What's the time frame though? Usually probate, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if they have a date set up yet, but usually it doesn't take 24 to 48 hours for it to be approved. So I can call Karen and get, do they have a court date already? Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, in the offer, do you put 30-day close, or like, what do you do? Just because I know Karen, I will touch base with her and, find out exactly what the court date is. So if the court date is 2 or 3 weeks from now, I'll put 30 days just to give us all time to get paperwork done. Because you're saying cash, right? Is that what you're saying? We're cash, and it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to understand if this is like 90 days or 6 months away or whatever, but it sounds like it's soon. It all depends on what their court date is. So I have to get that date from her. Yeah. Now, has this had a lot of activity? It's been, a day on the market. So honestly, it has, because she has sent, a couple of people to me. Yeah. But because of the fact that I am 40 minutes away, I can't just pop over there. So I've had to kind of reschedule people. So I have personally not shown it. I know that she's gotten a couple calls on it though. So if you wrote an offer for us, are you waiting to submit offers, or what's that look like? No, we're submitting as they come in. And I know that as of, let's see, I talked to her about 9 o'clock this morning. As of like 9 o'clock, she didn't have any in hand. Okay. They're saying, we're sending you an offer, but, I never really count those because unless you have it in hand, everybody can say that.
So since you're not right there, do you know that neighborhood real well? Like, do you know what this would resell for on the back end, or?
Karen's very good about pricing her properties.
Yeah.
So I know that she did say that there's some as is. So I believe that that's a good, her listing price is good. She doesn't.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't play the game on, let's try to get the highest number we can. She usually lets it just, prices it for the area, for the condition, and goes with it.
We'd like to come in super aggressive on an offer.
Okay, so what I would need from you then is this going under both yours and Michael's name?
So I have like an offer sheet, which would have the name, price, earnest money, and all that. I can just,
beautiful.
That way you can, everything you need to write the offer.
Okay.
So we can just send that to you. I just want to walk through with you a little bit.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like, I'm looking at it and we're thinking this neighborhood could probably get 225 on the back end, and it's pretty clean. So it's a kind of a quick deal, but we do need to be a little bit under list. I mean, are you feeling like this is going to go at list price or what's your gut tell you?
I usually like to try to, and again, I haven't physically seen the property. So, I always like to go in right around list because of the fact that, that always leaves room for error if they're not coming in at least at list, I feel.
Okay. Because I really want to be at like 135 would be just a great deal. It's at 150, so it's about 15 off of where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
But if we had aggressive terms, would that make a difference? Like if we came in with $5,000 earnest money, no inspection, close as soon as they want, might that matter?
Well, I know that since the probate will factor in that, aggressive terms are always amazing.
Yeah.
But that may not push it as fast as we would like anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
I would like you to smidge it up a little bit, maybe 140,
mm-hmm.
and then I can do a hard sell on it because we're not doing any of the inspections or.
I mean, what's really, what's really common is people lock stuff up, they go inspect it, and then, 8 days later they come back and want to renegotiate and all of that,
Oh, absolutely. Believe me.
They tie it up and they don't even know if they want it. They just tie it up so that they buy time.
I've had that problem not only as a buyer but a seller.
Yeah.
And I absolutely can't stand when my buyers do it because
mm-hmm.
I don't like doing what I don't like done to me.
If we did that, Patty, 140 would be like top. So if they want to counter, then we're kind of like at the max.
Okay.
So maybe you could communicate that. Like, otherwise, let's go in at 135 and then we'll play the game. Given the situation where if they're willing to take offers as they come in, let's go in with the best number. I'll come in with 10,000 earnest money if that helps. I don't like whatever makes it super strong.
Okay.
I'm just trying to create a competitive advantage with some terms on top of.
Absolutely.
Since I'm not full price,
Right. Okay. So we're going to do cash 140, no inspection, 10,000 EMD. And obviously at that point that would be closing would be as soon as
you don't even have to, you could put as soon as ready. It does, if it's ready in 2 weeks, great. If not, whatever, 4 weeks doesn't. That way they just know that we'll close as soon as they can.
Absolutely. Jerry, let me make a call, touch base with Karen, and I will call you back.
Okay, so you'll do a verbal and then let me know, and then we'll get you over like everything you'll want for your contract.
Yep,
to write.
Absolutely. I just want to touch base with her and just see
where she's at. Yeah.
Even at instead of.
Perfect.
Okay.
And Patty, before I forget, we're aggressively buying. So if you come across something, we'll let you write on it. Like write for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you get something, ideally call me before you list it, and we'll see what we can work out. We'll go look at it. We'll give you our number and see if we can get something done.
Yeah, because I do have a couple listings coming up in the next month or so. Most of them, though, are not necessarily flip, but everything could be a flip, right?
Well, we're doing a lot where we'll buy and then we'll list it because you know, the market's dying for inventory.
Absolutely.
So if it's clean, we'll look at it too. We don't need as big a discount if it's pretty clean.
Right. Okay.
But anything you get that looks like might be a bit of a discount, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have Michael follow up with you too with some of our info, but we'll try to stay in touch with you, because if you're active and work in the market, you're going to come across stuff. And our big thing is relationships. Like if I can make a relationship with you, then we'll do deals over the years that come. You know, that's kind of what I want.
Right. No, and I appreciate that. And that's kind of, I have a couple different investors that are in different specific areas.
Yeah. Put us down for your cash buyer for Oakland Macomb.
Cash buyer, Oakland Macomb.
Yeah.
Right next to your name.
Save that in the title.
I don't have anybody for Oakland and Macomb, to tell you the truth.
Great. Now you do.
Yeah, now I do. Okay, I'll give you a call back in the next few minutes. And if I don't get a hold of her, I'll text you and let you know.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Patty. Right. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, okay, bye. What'd you pick up? What was kind of helpful?
Most important thing, relationship driven every time. It's the end of that phone call had to be by far the most important part, other than the action of making the offer and going through those hoops and talking about what we need to talk about. But questions, being curious, genuine is the biggest takeaway. But, you know, asking the questions about the probate. Hey, what's the timeline on that? How's Karen? You know, how do you guys work together?
So I modified a little bit because she doesn't know the property.
Yeah, so you can't ask about cabinets and flooring.
Right. So I didn't even go there because she hasn't seen it. So see how you modify as you go?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that.
Don't ask questions that aren't pertinent, you know. What else went well there? She was very outgoing. She talked about, you know, being an empty nester and I don't have to take my kids to hockey.
Right off the bat, yeah.
So then I'm friendly and I'm cheerful and joke and, you know, so I made the comment, so all you do is work now, and we talked about her properties in Detroit, and then I just try to be super vulnerable, like super genuine. Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I don't hold anything. I flip everything. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with them. Like I can say to her, oh, I hate rentals.
Yeah. Never be fake.
Yeah. Don't be fake. Just be real. And people will, they're not offended by that. They're actually, we live in such a world of so much fake that it's so refreshing to talk to somebody just being real. Yeah. For me. And
they appreciate that. Even if it's two different, like they see that, you know.
Even if they can't consciously put their finger on it, she walked away thinking, these guys are cool. Yeah. That guy's a cool guy.
These are my Oakland Macomb guys now.
And we're now her Oakland Macomb guys. Yeah. You know how cool that is?
She wrote that down. I'm writing that down right now.
I'm writing that down. Oakland Macomb. Yeah. I don't have an Oakland Macomb cash buyer.
That's it right there.
I guarantee you we're going to do a deal with her. If not this one, we're going to do a deal with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she's working. She's working the market. So now the key is you put her in your contacts and you put a follow-up reminder, and once a week you text or email her. Yeah. And once a month you call her and you say, hey, Patty, it's Michael. Again. Remember me? Yeah. I'm your guy in Oakland Macomb. We're your guys. What, you got anything going on? What you got going on? You got any deals? Got anything I can help you with? Make an offer on?
Yeah. I want to make an offer on everything. Yeah.
And that's right. I remember I told you I had a couple listings coming up. Let me get you that info.
Do you have any buyer clients I can give you first entry in?
When she says I got a couple listings coming up, but they're not that bad. Did you hear what I said? I'm like, we'll look at it.
Yeah. Well, wholesale. You told her.
I said wholesale, but I didn't say wholesale, right?
Yeah.
I said, because don't use those words. Like, don't use ARV, don't use wholesale, don't ever use wholesale.
Oh, yeah, no.
We're never a wholesaler, even if you are. Yeah. That just is a turnoff for agents. Yeah. Now, you'll notice I came in with super aggressive terms. So 140, I'm not crazy about 140. Yeah. But I'll make 140 work. When we ran our numbers, we came in at 135, and we said going at 130. Yeah. But on the fly, I changed but then I told her,
we're not going any higher. Yeah.
So if we want to do that, then let's come in lower and we'll counter and we'll do that.
Never thought about that.
So she's going, okay, well, the max this guy's going to pay is 140. I want to make that clear to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, we'll come in with these other aggressive terms if that means that's our competitive advantage. Yeah.
So I just try to be super open with people about, what we're doing.
Yeah, well, now I got to find another one because you took my call. So. Just kidding.